I am out here in the rain because I was about to leave and I noticed that one of my taillights is out. So I might as well take advantage of the situation. So I got my rain gear on, and it really should be really simple. It only takes a few minutes. And I know it's the bulb because one of my taillights still works. So unless it's a wiring issue, which I pray to God it's not, it's just really simple. You just got to remove some nuts, take the taillight out, and then just replace the bulb. I'm Jackie, your Jackie of all trades, and let's get started. Alright, so first you want to remove the lining for your trunk and expose the back side of the taillight. And you'll notice that I already removed some of the nuts, but there's going to be a nut there, basically where all of the bolts are. There. And then there's one back there. Camera can't really get to it, but let me see if I can actually. Right there. So make sure to get that one because there was once when I did not realize that that one was there, and I was forcibly trying to remove the taillight, and thankfully I did not break that one. Like I did my valve cover if you saw that video, but yeah, just remember that it's there. So you got 4 total, and they're 10mm. I do have one that is 12mm, so that's this one that I'm going to be getting, but that's not supposed to be 12. Alright, and then after, mine's actually stripped, the bolt, so I'm just moving on. I was able to get the tail light out without having to undo that, so I'll deal with that later. But for you, hopefully all of your nuts, let me rephrase that, hopefully you were able to remove every nut that you had on the tail light, and you can just easily pull out the tail light from there. And from here, remove it, and then you just, oh yeah, you gotta twist it. Alright, so you've got to push down, and then you can slide it up like that. And there you go. And the bulbs are 1156. This is a new one. And then put it back in place. And then as you tighten everything up, it'll all close. Looks like the bulbs are actually not the problem, which is what I was fearing. And so now I'm gonna have to figure out where the problem is by doing some wiring diagnostics. Before I did that, I tried soldering the wires back together correctly because they were not very well connected, and that actually fixed the brake light problem. But when I did that, I realized that my turn signals don't work. So now I'm going to show you guys how to diagnose a turn signal malfunction. What you first want to do is you want to see if the hazard light works or not. The previous owner actually cut off the connection between the car and the hazard light button, and so I actually have to take this off. You won't have to do that, you just press the button and see if it works or not. But let me see. If you by chance have the same problem, then you can actually just push or connect the 2 wires together right here. Just have them touch and it'll turn it on. So they do not work, as you can see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the junction block, which is underneath the dash. Here it is. And you're looking for the connector, a 20-pin connector block thing, which I believe. Alright. This is it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so this is what you're going to be testing. Alright, so here we have the junction block side of the ETACS-ECU connection, and you're going to look for the 18th pin, which will be the third one from the far side. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, and then you put, so you have it set your multimeter to voltage, and then you change the range. I think to that one. DC or AC? AC, okay. And then put the black probe to ground, and then the red probe to the. And this is what that looks like. As some of you will probably notice, I did not have the multimeter set to the correct settings, and I was not used to using the meter, and so I was really confused as to what setting was what, and I had to troubleshoot that. I did not record that part of the repair, unfortunately, but I will tell you that once I did have all the settings set to the correct settings, I still did not see any voltage present, and that means that I go on to the next step in my list of diagnostic repair. Now we go on to the next step, and that is to check inside the relay box where all the source of all problems lie. Shit. Oh, what? I did not realize you could do that. And so for the rest of the video, you're pretty much just going to see me messing with the fuse box. You take it apart by unclipping the clips all around the perimeter of it, and then you will then expose all of the wires that are hidden inside of the cover. What you're doing right now, if you are at this step, is you're going to check to see if there are any corroded or loose wires in between the front ECU and or the relays that go from the taillight to the junction block inside the car. I did find a corroded wire going between my front ECU terminal and the junction block, and so I was able to replace that wire, and I'm not sure if that or if the fuse that had blown, I'm pretty sure it was probably connected to the corroded wire, or the corroded wire became corroded after the fuse blew. Either way, I replaced both of them, and now my turn signals do work. And I wish I could show you that. Unfortunately, when I came home, I drove home that night, and I tried to drive it the next day, and it looks like my front ECU, something with the wires is not connecting correctly. For a while, I had to jiggle the front ECU in order to get the car started every now and then. My assumption was that it just something wasn't like connecting fully, and when I would jiggle it, that would kind of just get it right in the correct place, and it wasn't a problem. And I think that maybe I just kind of exhausted that problem solving technique, because now no matter how much I try and push it in or jiggle it, it does not do anything. So I have to go into the box again and see if there are any more wires that have been corroded or loose. I may have to replace the whole relay box in general, because I actually just found out that you cannot remove the pins on the female side. I did not know that. I thought you could. So if that is the problem, which it kind of looked like it was when I was looking at it previously during this repair, I will have to just replace the relay box in its entirety, which I definitely will make sure I record and upload to this channel. I also included this order of diagnostics list to kind of give you guys a general idea of how you're supposed to approach this repair. If you take a second to just kind of look over the whole thing, you will notice that I did follow the list in order. And first by checking the hazard lights to see if they worked. They did not. And then the second thing was to check the turn signals, and I actually already knew that both of them did not work, so I could just answer that one for myself. If only one of the turn signals do not work, then you will have to change the direction of repair. And for me, they both did not work, so I had to go to the ETACS-ECU. That did not have any voltage, so then I went to the relay box. You definitely want to follow this list. It's kind of the easiest, most simple way to approach a repair. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below with that question of yours. I have an account for a ShopKey Pro database, which is powered by AllData, and I'd be happy to kind of do some research